students, in today's video we are going to study about the characteristics of living and non-living things. The things that has life in them are called living things, and the things which have no life in them are called non-living things. Students, we are going to study the characteristics of living and non-living things one by one. The first characteristic of living things, that is, living things grow. The living things show growth. We know that an infant grows into a boy or girl. They grow into adult persons. A sapling grows into a big plant. The shrubs, they are growing, and the cubs, the lion cubs or tiger cubs, they grow into tiger or tigress or lion or lioness. So we know that the living beings grow, but opposite happens in the non-living things. In non-living things, there is no growth. We can say that the non-living things do not grow. The non-living things do not grow. Students, the second characteristic of living things, that is, the living things respire. The living things take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. During the process of respiration, the organisms use oxygen to break down the food and provide energy to the body. But we know that the non-living things, they do not respire. The benches or desks, huge buildings, all are non-living things. They do not take oxygen in and they will not give out carbon dioxide. Students, the third property of living things, that is, living things eat food and drink water. We know that all living beings need food for their survival. The organisms drink water. We know that some organisms drink very little water, but the food they eat, from that food item they receive the water for their survival. And we know that the non-living things do not eat food and do not drink water. The tables, the chairs, the fan, the mixer grinder, all these things, they are non-living things. Some are man-made things and some are natural things, but they are non-living. They do not eat food and they do not drink water. Students, the next characteristics of living things, that is, living things move. Living things, the plants, their roots grow towards water in the soil. Their branches will grow towards the sunlight. So they show the movement. We can say that the living beings move. The animals can move from one place to another. The birds have wings, the turtles have paddle-like limbs, the penguin have flippers, and the land animals have legs. They use their forelimbs and hind limbs for moving from one place to another. So students, we know that the living things move from one place to another. In the case of plants, the plants cannot walk or fly from one place to another, but they also show the movement. What type of movement they show? Their roots grow towards water and their branches grow towards sunlight. Students, now the characteristic of non-living thing. Saying to that, here we can see that the non-living things do not move. What does this mean? The non-living things, if it want to move from one place to another and external force should be acted on it. We have seen that the soil, that is a non-living thing, the soil is gone from one place to another when the wind blows, and the home appliances, they can be shifted from one room to the other room when we are applying the force on those things. So as itself, these non-living things cannot move from one place to another. They do not show any movement. So students, that was the fourth point or characteristic, that was the living things can move and the non-living things do not move from one place to another. Then students, now we are going to learn the next point, that is living things respond to stimuli. The living things respond to stimuli. Various stimuli are there. Singular, it is known as stimulus. Heat, cold, pressure, pain, touch, all these are the stimuli. The living things respond to the stimuli. When we beat a dog, the dog cries. That is response. Then we know that when we do not give water to a plant, our garden plant, we are not giving water, after some days it will dry up because it shows response to a particular stimulus. If we touch the leaves of touch me not plant, it droops its leaves. The touch me not plant droops its leaves. Then students, when we have a pain due to injury, we cry. So that is examples of the stimulus and the organism respond to it. Heat, cold, pain and touch, all these are the stimuli and the living organisms respond to stimuli. But students, we know that the non-living things do not respond to stimuli. The non-living things, we know that if we beat on a chair or if we beat on a wall, it will not show any response. That means we can say that the non-living things do not respond to stimuli. Then students, we are going to the last point, last characteristics of living things, that is the living things reproduce. Some organisms lay eggs, some organisms like mammals give birth to their young ones. We know that the mammals such as horses, monkeys, human beings, all these give birth to their young ones. But the organisms such as fish, amphibians, reptiles and birds and many insects, they are laying eggs. They give eggs and these eggs hatch out into young ones. So we can say that the living things reproduce their own kind or reproduce their young ones. But students, we know that the non-living things do not reproduce. The non-living things, a shop in the market will not give birth to a small shop, or the books will not give birth to small books, or the almirahs, they will not give birth to small almirahs. We know that the object, a non-living thing that is there, it will remain as it is, how long it is in that condition. That means the non-living things do not reproduce. So students, we studied all the features of living things and we studied that the non-living things do not show any characteristics of the living things. So students, thank you for listening.